Hey guys, and welcome to the patch notes for the 31st of January 2018 patch. This patch involves a brand new event concerning memory fragments, the new guild boss Muskan, campsites, the Knapheart campsite, and changes to the Grunil and Rocaba set effects. So let's dive right in. So the brand new event is the Call of Moonlight fragment event. So for every hour of playtime up to 2 hours per day, you will obtain a Moonlight shard, which you can combine with a memory fragment in the Simple Alchemy tab under Processing. You get 2 events per day per family, and when you combine a memory fragment and a Moonlight shard, you have the chance to obtain 1 to 3 memory fragments, as well as the chance to get a Moonlight shard. So you're guaranteed at least 1 memory fragment, the one you put in. You can get up to 2 more as well, so 3 memory fragments, up to 2 memory fragments profit. And you have the chance to get a Moonlight shard back, so you can keep doing it over and over again. So this definitely helps, but the underlying problem has not really been resolved, which is that we simply don't have enough memory fragments right now. There are not enough memory fragments on the market, and there are not enough activities to give us memory fragments to really keep up with the demand that the player base has for them. But at the very least, it's nice that we're getting another event to help us with memory fragments. The event snowflake items can be, so the exchange period for this has been extended for another week, up to the 7th before maintenance. Item lots under the black stone category in the marketplace can now be purchased even if they are not being sold at the minimum price. However, in order to perform bidding, the item must be at the minimum price. So this is a little confusingly worded. What I assume it means is that if you've bid on an item, and a blackstone item, and a new one comes up at minimum price for bidding, you can still purchase the one that you bid on. However, you cannot bid on new ones that come up until the items that are minimum price have been purchased. So they were supposed to have addressed this last week. I'm not sure if this is a new change, if they're changing how blackstones themselves work, or what it is, but it's very confusingly worded, so yeah. You can now transport family-bound items between storages, which is very nice, as that was a real pain in the ass to have a bunch of event items and other stuff in a storage that you wanted to move to one of your freer storages. Say you had a bunch of stuff in Heidel that you wanted to move to Tarif. You had to manually take it there yourself. Now you can transport it. And apart from that, they have changed the supporting funds quests. So the Black Spirit would give a supporting funds quest every day that gave you 50,000 silver for visiting a specific storage manager. They've removed this, but compensated by adding 50,000 silver to the basic combat fame reward. Now it's only 50,000 silver, so it's not much, but it adds up over time, so what the heck. And new game content has been added. The guild boss, Muskan of Madness, has been added, as well as the Knapheart campsite. So apart from that, the Imperial Crafting Delivery NPCs in Grana have been moved, so Crafting Delivery and Fishing Delivery can now be found near the Storage Keeper, and Imperial Delivery can be found near Hyacinth, the Stable Keeper. Not too much else there, not too much else for mounts, except for the possibility of obtaining a higher tier horse after breeding has been increased, but they don't give us any specific numbers, so we have no way of knowing exactly how much it's been increased by. Class changes, pretty much absolutely nothing this week. The biggest thing really is fix the issue where these classes fell from a low height in awakened non-combat stances. It automatically triggered their awakened combat stances for the Sorceress, the Giant, and the Valkyrie. Apart from that, it's just minor graphical fixes and description changes. So really nothing at all for classes this week. The biggest change, honestly, for items this week was definitely that Grunil and Rocaba armor set effects have been changed from helmet, gloves, and armor shoes set effects to 2 and 3 set effects. So what this means is, for those of you that have watched my Grunil vs. Heve video, one of the big advantages that the Heve armor set has over Grunil is that the Heve armor set's set effects do not break when you equip Beg's gloves or Muskan's shoes, because it has 2 and 3 set effects, instead of having helmet, gloves, or armor shoe set effects. However, now that they're changing this, Grunil armor can get the helmet and gloves set effect without having to lose it when you get Beg's gloves, which are probably the best piece of boss gear for beginners for armor, as they provide a large amount of accuracy, which is very useful for PvP. Rocaba might have even benefited more from this, as Rocaba was considered very much a meme set. It provides evasion, which is very useful if you're a class such as Musa or Ninja that would like to stack a lot of evasion. The problem is you can only get the helmet and glove set effect, as you want the shoes to be Muskan's shoes, which also provide evasion. By changing this to 2 and 3 set effects, you can really mix and match what types of armor and what types of set effects you really want to get. If you want health, you can go for Heve. If you want AP, you can go for Grunil. If you want evasion, you can go for Rocaba. It's definitely a really good change, and it's a really big change for players that are newer or players that are still using green gear into the mid and late game of Black Desert, up to like level 58 plus. Apart from that, there's not too many other changes here. The effect of the Pure Black Stone that gives AP boost has been changed from all AP plus 500 to plus 250. But seeing as the number of people that have even seen this item in Black Desert cannot exceed 1% of the population, given what a rare drop it is, this will not affect really anyone, except for like really high tier guilds that want to use it in a node war for some cheese tactics. This is really, really, like seriously, the Pure Black Stones have such a low drop rate that to even see one is incredibly, incredibly rare. So yes, it's a big change to the item, but seeing as almost no one has the item, it doesn't really change too much. So the new guild boss, Muskan of Madness, has been added. Essence of Fury is rewarded for completing the related subjugation quest, and you can exchange 15 of them for a guild Muskan of Madness scroll or awakened Muskan of Madness scroll from Hakon or a guild manager NPC. They can be used at the Bloody Monastery, and it drops Muskan's shoes, the Jin Histria, Bon Histria, and Wan Histria crystals, and it is a guild boss. So these aren't guaranteed drops, but there's a decent chance they will drop, so definitely worth it for guilds to be doing this monster. You will need to protect the NPC Hakon to defeat the boss together, and it will require a significant amount of manpower and strategy to defeat. Apart from that, there's more recommended AP changes. It looks like they've gone back to last week's changes and changed a few of them around, as a number of these were included last week. A few small fixes. You will now get 100% more experience from defeating grassroot nymphs, fireroot nymphs, and earthroot nymphs. But apart from that, not too much else. So for quests and knowledge this week, there are brand new quests for life skilling. So sailing, farming, gathering, and cooking quests have been added. So the sailing quests are all in Velia and Portaferia. The farming ones are all near Velia and Heidel. But gathering and cooking are all over the world, so you're probably not going to be able to do these every day. So these are recurring quests, they are dailies, and they are going to give pretty good experience. Hopefully this will kind of solve the issue with sailing experience, as sailing experience has been bugged for a long time, which is why so many people have such a low amount of sailing, such low sailing life skill levels, because it's so difficult to get sailing experience. For farming and gathering, this is pretty nice for alts, just because, especially for gathering, you really want to get your alts up to at least skilled 5, if not higher, so they can start using the good life skill tools, but doing that requires a bit of effort. Hopefully these will allow you to kind of catapult yourself right up to skilled, if not higher. And apart from that, not too much else. There's some interface changes. You can now see the set effects on the bottom of your equipment window. The quick hotkey feature has been added, so you can now set quick hotkeys with the Alt plus any key combination for frequently used features such as recharging your alchemy stone, opening your maids, finding NPCs, checking in all your pets, taking out your various pet groups, checking trade info, and installing and removing your campsites. Now, apart from that, there's not too much else that have changed this patch. Really the big changes for sure are the brand new event, the new guild boss, Muskan, the brand new Nabhart campsite, although I will make the note now that Nabhart campsite, the pearl shop stuff for it, is 4,900 pearls. A little pricey if you're not a super grinder, so yeah. And the Rocaba and Grunil armor set effect changes are probably the last of the big changes this patch. Anyways guys, those are the patch notes for the 31st of January 2018 patch. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, subscribe if you like it, and have a good one.